Hi everyone, this is Sam from Booredatwork.com, and today we're taking a look at the Lenovo Y70 Touch. Now this is the first 17-inch touch screen laptop from Lenovo, and they're very apt to say that, and this is actually a very cool device. Now the 17-inch display, as we mentioned, is touch, giving it the name Y70 Touch. Now the touch screen is a 10-finger touch, like we've come to expect in most Windows devices. Blow that up again. I'm actually going to go back to the desktop. Now, along with the 17-inch display, this also sports a 1920 by 1080 screen resolution, so you really are getting an FHD quality, a full HD quality out of this. Now, I'm going to basically walk you through some of the some of the options on this device. But first of all, let's take a look at what we see right on screen right now. 17-inch diagonal display, 2 JBL speakers on the left and right. I'll tilt that over. It has the red highlights here and here. You have an AccuTouch keyboard, or AccuType keyboard over here that's backlit. So basically it's a chiclet design, pretty comfortable, and it's a full keyboard, so you should find all buttons that you will find in your regular keyboard on this particular setup over here. Now it's big enough to where you don't have to cramp your fingers, and believe me, my fingers, or should I say my hands, aren't too small either. You have a touch pad here that has a really nice soft touch feel to it, so that's actually pretty impressive. Now I'm going to walk you through other options on here. So on the right of the device, I'm going to walk you from left to right. We have the SPDIF, we have a combined headphone microphone jack, all-in-one SD card reader. We have your USB 2.0 and your PC lock right over there. Now flip this around and I'll do the opposite. From right to left, you have two USB 3.0s, a full HDMI connection right over there, your Ethernet connection, as well as your power connector right over here. Overall design of this device is actually pretty good. It's solid, something we've come to expect from Lenovo, which is pretty solid design. It also sports a matte black with red highlights, as you can see throughout the entire design of this. You have a Lenovo logo right up here. I don't know if you can see that too well. Very nice sporty look to it. The profile is pretty slim for a device this big. I should mention it weighs at about 7 pounds, so this is not going to be one of these devices that you know, pick up and move around with too often. Now, as you can see, it has a vent right there on this edge. And overall, the profile is actually pretty nice, very low profile. Now, I'll give you a feel for what the specs are on this. What we're looking at here is a 4th generation Core i7 display, clocking in at about 2.5 gigs. We also have about 16 gigabytes of RAM in here, an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 860M with GDDR5 at 4 gigs memory. 4 gigs of memory, I should say. About 1 terabyte hard drive in here, so it's an SSHD, so it's a hybrid drive. So you get some pretty good performance from the hard drive here. As I mentioned, 16 gigs of RAM. Also, the JBL speakers, which I pointed out, is driven by a Dolby Advanced Audio. We also have an integrated HD cam here at 720p, so that's about a 720p camera that you have here to give you some HD displays or HD footage when using your peer-to-peer communications via cam or whatnot. Overall, this device is actually pretty great. The battery life here is stated at about 5 hours. From use, I've gotten, while playing games from use, I've gotten about 3.5. So that wasn't really scientific. I didn't have it plugged in, so I just powered it on after charging it and used it for about 3.5 hours, and I noticed it was about to give up on me. Well, all in all, this is a pretty solid device. We're going to jump in there and show you how this performs with some games. Actually, with a game, we're going to play Crysis 3 on here and let you know how that happens, how that performs. So, we're setting the graphics right now to very high, and we're going to do a playthrough this way. As you can see, all the settings here are basically set to very high, or as high as we can get them. I'm going to go ahead and just turn motion blur off here. Lens flare, not a fan of it, so I'll turn that off. This is just really cosmetics of how you want the game to look. So I'm going to go ahead and hit A to accept. Alright, now going through this, I should tell you that we're going to do this in 3 parts, or 4 parts. We're going to go with very high, high, medium, and low. So get ready for somewhat of a lengthy gameplay session. So once this is done, we'll go ahead and we'll play the same area over and over. I'm not doing this for the gameplay value, so my gameplay here is going to basically blow. But all in all, you should be able to get a good indication of how this laptop will perform at each of these graphics levels. So I'm going to go out. We're going to load the last game we had, which is this. All right. Right off the bat, we're running at about high teens, 20s. Lower energy. Right, take him down. All right. All right, let's do this. Switch the gun, and we're good. All right, we're going through this, and you can see it's pretty smooth. The gameplay is actually pretty smooth. We don't have really much of an issue with controls here. The videos are pretty smooth. You can see there's a little bit of a issue there when I started running, but all in all, it's not bad at all. All in all, this is actually very good. Now I'm going to go back and we're going to do this in the high settings. So let's do this. We're going to hit, okay, pause this. We're going to go to options, and let's switch this over here. I'm going to play a little faster through on this section here, on the next section. All right. So go high, 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 high. Put all these settings to high. Okay, apply. Okay. Well, as you noticed when we had this on very high, there was a lot of jumping
in the frames per second. And you can see now where we started at 20 before, we're now starting in the 30s and staying roughly in the high 20s. So okay. All right. Let's go. Engage. See how we do here. Really. You can tell this is a little smoother. Even now, while we're in battle, we're hitting mostly the low to mid 20s, and we jumped down to 17 for a second there, but that's not too bad. Now we're gonna jump over and put this in medium, and this should actually do a little better. So I'm gonna pause here again, and we're gonna go back in. All right, options, advanced graphics, one further down. Okay, hit A, apply that. Now we're gonna resume back in the game. We're starting off, like you would expect, in the 40s. So we get about a 10 frame per second jump as we decrease the level of detail or the level of graphic intensity here. So, all right, let's get going. Let's run through this. As you all know, the faster you move, the faster Prophet's energy drains. All right. Expecting an enemy to pop up right now. Okay, going through this exact same sequence. Yeah, nothing's going on. You've just been shot with an arrow in a day of high tech. All right, switch weapons. Yeah, that guy took a hit this time. Okay, see where we are. All right, you saw a little bit of hiccups there. We're still in the 40s, not too bad, not too bad. And I'm gonna let myself get killed here. But this is not too bad. We stayed mostly in the 40s and high 30s. And that was a marked improvement from when we started with the very high. Now, we're gonna go for the sake of just completing this to low and finish off with that. So, there, start off again. Options, advanced graphics, low, low, low all the way down. Now, I kept everything at 16x from the anisotropic filtering, just to get some kind of level of similarity between everything. Otherwise, we'd be doing way too many tests to actually, be worth it. Let's go back. Oh, I X'd out of it instead of accepting. All right, go back, resume game. Now we have a bump, another roughly 10 frame per second bump, so it's pretty consistent. Pretty consistent. Now I'm basically running through this whole process here. Hopefully we don't see too much of a drop in this. Yeah, guess it was. My arrows back. I don't know. What do you think is going on? There are a bunch of people who are basically down on the floor with arrows sticking out of them. What do you think? All right. All right, let's see if I can take down the... All right, you can tell it's pretty smooth. We're staying even at like 48 right now, the high 40s for frames per second. So that's actually pretty good. I'm not gonna win this fight, it's pretty obvious right now. Oh, wow. I kind of actually won that fight. Machine gun versus helicopter. Machine gun wins. All right, so that's it. Across this section of the level. Keep going. Well, as you can see, this is still playing pretty smooth. We're actually hitting 60 frames per second right now. So when you have this on low, it's actually doing pretty awesome. Going through 52, 56. This is actually very impressive. We're playing Crysis 3 on low settings on the Y70, and we're hitting some pretty decent frame per second consistently. So all in all, I think this has been a pretty good test of what the Y70 can handle from Lenovo. And as always, this is Sam for Booredatwork.com. Enjoy your entertainment.